Dark Shadows number 8-66. VTR date 6/22/66. Air date 7/6/66. Take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. The devils of a forgotten time have found their home on the crest of Widow's Hill, and the great house echoes with their pain. It's a lonely and frightening world, but for me it's a place of hope, a place where the winds of the past can bring the answers for the future.
If you were looking for Vicky, Mother, she went into town.
Oh, the windows were open. The papers were scattered on the floor.
Is that the letter she got from her old friends in the foundling home?
Well, how'd you know about that?
Vicky gave it to me to read.
Oh, she's led an unhappy life, poor child.
Crummy, if you ask me. Mother, you've never told me why you picked on her. I mean, there she was, living at that foundling home, hundreds of miles away in New York, and suddenly you decide to bring her here.
We need someone to help out, you know that.
Sure, but there are dozens of girls in the area. You could have gone to Bangor, to Lewiston.
She was recommended. Your Uncle Roger knows someone in the foundling home.
Did you tell Vicky that?
Of course.
Did she believe you?
Certainly.
I hope you're right.
Why do you say that?
Because I think that's why she went to town. I think she intended to call the foundling home to see if you were telling the truth. I think I'll wait outside for Joe.
Yes, I'm still waiting for Miss Hopewell. Thank you.
Yes? This is the Director of Services. May I help you?
Miss Hopewell, it's Vicky Winters.
Ah, Victoria. Where are you?
In Collinsport.
You homesick? I think you know we all miss you. The children have all been asking for you.
Please give them my love. Miss Hopewell, there's something I have to talk to you about.
Troubles? Well, tell me, Victoria. How are things going?
I'm not sure yet. A little strange. Miss Hopewell, when I got the letter offering me this job, you'd never heard of Elizabeth Stoddard.
No, I never had.
What about her brother, Roger Collins? Have you ever heard of him?
Well, not until recently. After you left, I made inquiries. I found someone who lived near Collinsport. Bangor, as a matter of fact. She told me all about the Stoddards and Mr. Collins. Why? Is anything wrong?
Was it he who recommended me for the job?
Not as far as I know.
Then who was it?
Well, as far as I know, no one.
That doesn't make any sense.
Vicky, I have been just as curious as you. I've talked to every member of the staff.
And it wasn't Roger Collins.
No. Vicky, that letter that you got from Collinsport was the first time anyone here had ever heard of Mrs. Stoddard, or Mr. Collins, or anyone connected with them. I'm afraid that's not very much help, is it?
But you're wrong. It's a great deal of help.
Whew, it's getting cold out there. You don't know why Joe insisted on coming here, do you? Mother, would it really be so terrible if Vicky called the Foundling home?
Terrible. No, I suppose not. There's so much more. So many years covered with dust. So many dark corners. Maybe I should never have brought her here.
Why not?
Because she's lost and lonely. Because she looks in shadows. We've never had a stranger living here, Carolyn. Perhaps it was a mistake.
Are you thinking of letting her go? Of sending her back to New York?
Would you mind?
Yes, very much. Mother, I like Vicky.
So do I.
You talk about shadows. That's all I've ever known, except for the times I could get away from this dungeon. But since she's been here, I don't know, it's been different. I found someone I can talk to. Right here in this house. I don't want to lose her.
She's that important to you?
She's a friend.
What about Joe Haskell?
He has nothing to do with this.
Oh, he has, Carolyn. You know he has.
I don't see what.
Darling, you know as well as I do why I brought Miss Winters here.
To help take care of David.
Partly. But mostly because of you. You and Joe.
Mother, please.
Carolyn, don't you think I know how difficult it's been for you growing up in this place? Darling, you know how much you mean to me. You mean everything. And I want you to be happy. I want you to find your own life away from this house.
Mother, I've told you why
I know that you don't want to go away and leave me. And I've told you that Miss Winters is here now, to be with me, and to help care for David.
But you just said you wanted to get rid of her.
If I don't, it will only be for you. No one else. Only you.
Hello, Mrs. Stoddard.
Come in, Joe. Well, what'd you do? Buy out the whole flower shop?
Just about. These are for you.
Oh, thank you. They're my favorites.
Yes, I know.
Carolyn's in the drawing room. Why don't you go in while I put these in water?
Thank you. Boo!
Hello, Joe.
You still like little yellow roses?
Yes.
Then you got 'em. Compliments of Joe Haskell, ex-fisherman.
Oh, they're lovely. You're very sweet. Thank you.
Oh, you can do better than that.
Did I hear you say something about ex-fisherman?
Yeah, but that can wait.
Look, Joe, I was going into town, but you asked me to wait for you. And I'm here. And I'd like to know what you wanted to tell me.
Are you in a mood?
Okay, forget it.
Hey, now wait a minute. Is that any way for a fella's best girl to act?
I just don't feel like being teased.
Okay. I'll tell you. Mr. Malloy took me off the boats.
What do you mean?
You know, Mr. Malloy, the man that runs a fishing fleet for your mother?
Joe?
Huh? No sense of humor. Absolutely no sense of humor. I got a promotion, Carolyn. I'm going to be working in the fleet office from now on, a checker.
Joe, how wonderful.
Regular hours plus $25 more a week. What do you think of that?
Joe, I'm so happy for you.
Are you? You so much.
I'm just an idiot, that's all. Just a big, fat idiot.
but a beautiful one. I think I'll call her Idiot.
Who?
My boat, that's who. Just think, honey. With the extra money I'll be making, I'll be able to save another $500 a year. With what I'm saving now, I'll be able to make the down payment on the boat in the middle of next year.
Oh, that's practically
And
tomorrow.
with the money I make with that boat, I'll be able to buy a second boat and a third and a fourth.
Haskell Fishing Fleet, the biggest thing in
So
Collinsport.
maybe I'll even buy out your mother. Don't worry, though. I'll give her a good price.
And all on a $25 a week raise.
Oh, honey, it isn't much. I know, but it sure does mean a lot.
Maybe I could get Mother to talk Bill Malloy into making it 30.
Oh, no. Nothing doing. I did this on my own. No help, no boosts. That's the way I want to live.
You're a wonderful person, Joe.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I do love you. I really do.
Then marry me. Sweetheart, I know I've asked you 4 dozen times.
Joe,
Carol, what's
please.
the matter? Why does this happen? Every single time.
Oh, let me help you with that.
Thank you.
Sit down, Mother. Joe has the most wonderful news.
What is it?
I think I'll let him tell you.
Wonderful news, Joe. It means you'll be able to get your own boat much sooner, doesn't it?
That's just what I was telling Carolyn.
I know how much it means to you. And to Carolyn.
It was such a surprise. I saw Mr. Malloy last night, and he didn't say a word about it. And then this morning, he called me off the boat. He was just about to leave the dock, and that's when he offered me the job, just like that, right out of the blue.
Maybe he didn't make his decision until this morning.
I guess I shouldn't knock my luck, but I keep asking myself, why me? Why'd he pick on me?
Maybe you're asking the wrong person.
Now, Carolyn.
You did talk to Bill Malloy this morning.
Well, I talk to him every morning. He keeps me informed.
You talked to him about Joe, didn't you?
Well, his name did come up, yes.
Mrs. Stoddard, did you ask Mr. Malloy to give me the promotion?
Goodness, Joe. If he consulted me about everything, he'd be a pretty poor manager, wouldn't he?
I want to know, please.
It was no surprise to you, was it, Mother?
What's the matter with you two anyway? Is it suddenly a crime if the owner of a business approves a promotion?
Approves or suggests?
Approves. Mr. Malloy called me this morning and he said he was thinking of offering you the job of checker. He wanted to know what I thought of it. That's all there was to it. Mr. Malloy said he thought you were capable of handling it, and I said I agreed. It had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that it would make it easier for you and Carolyn to get married. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But it is what you were thinking.
Mother.
Darling, I know you both love each other. There's no reason
Mother,
in the
will
world
you
why
please stop trying to marry me off? She won't be satisfied until she has me out of the house.
Don't tell me that, Carolyn. I'm on her side.
You're ganging up on me.
We both want you to be happy. But I don't think it can happen for you, Carolyn, until you're out of this house.
I guess I better see who that is.
I shouldn't have knocked. I forgot I had your keys. Where's your mother?
In there. Deciding my future.
Thanks for lending me the car.
Aren't you going in to see her?
No, I don't think so.
Why not? You've been checking up on her, haven't you?
Carolyn, what happened?
Don't tell me you've lost your nerve. I thought you were the strong one, Vicky. I thought I was the only person around here who didn't know what to do with her life.
What is it? What's wrong, Carolyn?
This house, that's what's wrong. No, that's not true. It's me. Me, Vicky. I have a chance to get away and I'm scared. I'm just plain scared.
She's not out there.
Well, Maybe she went up to her room.
I don't understand.
Well, I do. It's happened before. Every time I talk about getting married, it's like I pushed the wrong button.
Not you, Joe. She loves you. I'm sure of it.
Just so far, no further. What scares her away, Mrs. Stoddard?
The ghosts, maybe. The famous ghosts of Collinwood. I'll see if she's upstairs.
Oh, Mrs. Stoddard, before you go, there was something else I wanted to talk to you about. A man named Burke Devlin.
What about him?
You know who he is?
Well, he used to live in Collinsport. He went away about 10 years ago. He just came back. Why do you ask?
Well, we met him last night. Carolyn and I did.
She didn't say anything about it.
Well, she didn't know who he was. See, we were in the Blue Whale, and, well, I kind of started a fight, and Mr. Devlin broke it up. After I took Carolyn home, I went back to see him.
Why?
Well, he asked me to. Mrs. Stoddard, he offered to pay me for information.
What kind of information?
Well, I'm not sure. He just wanted me to tell him anything I could about you and the rest of the family. I walked out on him. I just thought you ought to know about it.
What did he think you could tell him?
I don't know, but he sure knew a lot about me. And you. Miss Winters, too.
What about Miss Winters?
Oh, well, just that you'd hired her and where she'd come from and all the rest of it, I guess.
What do you mean, all the rest of it?
Well, nothing.
Hi.
I just...
I didn't mean to run out on you. I just went upstairs for a few minutes.
Just what do you mean?
Well, just that she had come from the orphanage and that you had written them a letter and hired her, that's all.
Are you talking about Vicky? She's back, Mother.
Where is she?
She went to her room. Mother, I
If
think
you'll
if you...
excuse me, Joe.
Mother, please.
Carolyn, this is my affair right now.
What's going on here?
I don't know. All I know is that every time I like someone or need someone, I seem to do my best to try to push them away.
Yes, I called the Foundling home and I spoke to Miss Hopewell, the director. I wasn't sure whether I was going to tell you or not. But now it seems I don't have any choice.
Miss Winters, I'm not sure I like the idea of your checking up on me.
How do you think I like it? I had to know.
Isn't it enough that you're here, that you're being paid for your...
Mrs. Stoddard, no one at the Foundling home ever spoke to you or your brother.
Are you certain of that?
I told you I spoke to Miss Hopewell.
I know. Did it ever occur to you that she might be mistaken?
Well, she said she checked.
Miss Winters, my daughter is very fond of you. Did you know that?
Yes. Yes.
She's quite anxious for you to stay on, as I have been. However, I want you to know that you're free to leave any time you choose.
But I don't want to. Don't you understand that?
Even though you think I lied to you?
Mrs. Stoddard, you make it so difficult.
I don't mean to. I merely want us to understand each other. Your being here in this house could mean a great deal to me, in many ways. For David's sake, for Carolyn's, for mine. But I cannot allow you to question and probe everything I say.
But Miss Hopewell said
Miss
that...
Hopewell was wrong. You were hired on a recommendation made to my brother, and for no other reason. There are many people connected with that Foundling home, Miss Winters. Perhaps Miss Hopewell didn't contact all of them.
I suppose that's true.
Well, then I suggest we consider the matter ended. I really do want you to be happy here.
Yes, this letter is to go to Miss Victoria Winters, Collinswood, Collinsport, Maine. Dear Victoria, I think you should know that shortly after our telephone conversation today, I received a visit from a man who said that he was a magazine writer and finally admitted that he was a private detective. Oddly enough, his inquiry was almost the same as our phone conversation. He was anxious to learn why you had been hired by the Collins family, who recommended you, and the rest of it. The detective's name was Wilbur Strake. Do you know this man? Or have you any idea who hired him to learn these facts about you?
How well do newlyweds really know each other? Watch the fun when recently married couples play the Newlywed Game, premiering Monday afternoon at 2, 1 o'clock Central Time on ABC.